Hey guys, thanks for joining the channel. In this video, I'm comparing the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold3 with the Google Pixel 5a. Let's go ahead and compare these two bad boys. Both of these phones are very desirable and popular devices, but which one is better? Let's go ahead and let's see what we find out. So first, let's go ahead with the price. And that's going to be, right away, it's going to shut down a lot of people. But the Galaxy Z Fold3 5G is $1,800. Just with that alone, yeah, it's an expensive device. I wouldn't get it. I think nobody should spend that much money on a phone here in 2021. The price still has to get lower. As in stark contrast to the Pixel 5a 5G, which gives you a lot for 450 bucks. So you can get 4 of these Pixel 5As for the price of one Galaxy Z Fold 3. So price, Galaxy Fold sucks. Pixel 5a 5G, the winner. So why are these devices so popular? What makes them great? What stands out for the most part? I'll say it outright. Yeah, the Z Fold 3, it folds. It folds in half to a skinny phone. You will unfold it, and it gives you a big old canvas. So yeah, I guess it's good for media consumption, but that's pretty much it. It unfolds to a bigger device, but you're paying $1,800 for it. That's pretty much it. The Pixel 5a, on the other hand, gives you probably the best Android experience that money could buy you. Gives you a lot of value for $450, and it'll go toe to toe with all the specs and all the performance and all that stuff for, you know, going with those $1,000 big boys. And you're getting a lot for $450. This phone should be priced more with the features that it has. There's no compromises on this phone, really, except the big difference is that it runs stock Google and it gets updates really quickly. That's one of the big things. Galaxy Fold 3, it unfolds into a bigger device, and it's a very slender device when it's closed. That's the big difference between these, but I got a lot to move forward. Let's keep going. Both of these phones have 5G, so there's no difference there. Pixel 5a with the win because it's 450 bucks, and it's the same 5G as this $1,800 device. Weight wise, now the Galaxy Z Fold 3 weighs in at almost it's 9.5 ounces, almost 10 ounces. That's too big, too heavy for a phone. Pixel 5a comes in at your standard 6.5 ounces. So the 5a 5G is not a small phone either, but it's like the standard size. It's a big screen, but it's nothing like the Z Fold 3 when you have it opened up. So if you want just a big old canvas to write on, or to scribble with, or to watch a movie, or just like to watch pictures and stuff like that for media consumption, yeah, the Z Fold 3 will serve you good. It's just, you know, the more standard side Pixel 5a, you'll be happy with it. So although that the Galaxy Z Fold 3 could be folded into a thinner device, you cannot hide the fact that it's a very heavy device. You can't really rock this in shorts and run around. You really can't do that. The Pixel 5a 5G is better suited for that. Weight wise, yeah, the Fold is just too heavy. As for build quality, both of these are up there. The Galaxy Fold has a plastic, has Gorilla Glass Victus when it's folded, plastic front when it's unfolded, and a glass back Gorilla Glass Victus with an aluminum frame. So you got a lot of quality materials on the Z Fold 3. Pixel 5a, also a good winner in the build department. Aluminum frame, aluminum back. So if you like to rock your phone naked, the Pixel 5a will feel good, just like the Z Fold 3, but it's an expensive device. You know, it'll be a terrible shame to let this phone fall and break and stuff like that. But, you know, cases are going to be kind of weird on this device. But the Pixel 5a, it's a winner. There's nothing too complicated about it. You can find cases for it. I would slap a TPU case on it if I were you. Both of these phones do support an eSIM, so you could have 2 different carriers, 2 different services, 2 different phone numbers, and you could activate service without a physical SIM card. So that's a tie for both of these phones. Both of these are water resistance. You got IPX8 water resistance up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes on the Galaxy. IP67 does some water resistance up to 1 meter for 30 minutes on the Pixel 5a 5G. So both of these are similar in the dust and water resistance. Well, actually the Z Fold 3, there's not a lot of dust resistance, mostly water resistance. But it does support a stylus. The 5a does not. Now the display, again, the phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 has an awesome looking display. Has a foldable AMOLED display with 120 hertz, which is right up there. The Pixel 5a has an OLED 60 hertz display, so the better overall screen is the Z Fold 3, but the Pixel 5a, it's not bad. The Z Fold 3 gives you 7.6 inches when it's unfolded, which gives you 88% screen to body ratio. Pixel 5a 6.3 inch display with 85% screen to body ratio. So you're getting a lot more screen on the Z Fold 3 when it's unfolded. Now for the resolution, you're getting a PPI of 374 on the Galaxy Fold 3. You got 1080p display on the Pixel 5a with 415 PPI. So you're getting better overall screen resolution on the Pixel. Now for the protection on this, on the Z Fold 3, has that cover display, which is a 6.2 inch display, a very skinny display on the front when it's folded, and it'll give you a lot of screen real estate, but it's very, very narrow. But it's good for like scrolling through things like Twitter and going through lists. That'll be serviceable, but like watching video and all that stuff, it won't be such a great experience. And yeah, I mean, screen protectors and screen cases will be a little bit weird to handle on that device. The Pixel 5a does have an always-on display, which will give you a little bit of information without turning the actual device on. Now for the OS, big difference here. You have, well, both of these come with Android 11, and both of these will get several updates in the future. But the Pixel 5a will get stock Android, and it will get the updates on day one. It'll get several years of updates. It'll be the first device to get it. Galaxies like the Z Fold 3 from Samsung will get several years of updates as well, but you're not gonna get them right away. And also you have a lot more features on the Samsung UI than you would on stock Android, so a different feel. So you got to be a fan of one or the other. I prefer the stock version of Android. Gets a little bit too many things going on the Samsung side, especially with those repetitive apps, those double apps like the browser, calculator, the alarm, all that stuff. I'd rather have a clean build of Android on the Pixels. Now for the chipset, Fold 3, a very powerful device. Snapdragon 888, best in class. Pixel 5, no, not too shabby either. Snapdragon 765G. Look, for most apps, 99% of apps out there, everyday usage, you won't find a performance difference in these. They are both snappy devices. You want to scroll through Twitter, go through Instagram, watch YouTube, watch Netflix, listen to podcasts, do some hotspotting, Bluetooth, all that good stuff, listen to music, all that stuff will work pretty good on both of these, and there should be no difference in speed. They're both speedy devices. Now when it comes to storage, the Z Fold 3 has internal storage of 256 gigs, Pixel 5a 128 gigs. Both of these amounts of gigabytes are perfectly good for everybody. Nobody should need anything more than 128 for the most part. And none of these have a micro SD card slot. But like I said, you should be good on the storage front. Now for the RAM, the Z Fold 3 has a really overkill of RAM, 12 gigs of RAM, while the Pixel 5a does with 6 gigs of RAM. Now, on paper, it sounds like you have tons of RAM and you're going to be just more productive on that, but it's not really the case. The Pixel 5a is super optimized. 6 gigs of RAM is perfectly fine for most people. I don't see you running out of space for RAM management on either of these devices. So overkill on the Z Fold 3. Now for the cameras, the Z Fold 3 has tons of cameras on it. Okay, so you have a 12 megapixel shooter main camera, 12 megapixel telephoto, 12 megapixel ultra wide. The Pixel 5a only has 2 cameras, 12 megapixel main camera, 16 megapixel ultra wide. Both of these cameras are pretty good, especially the Pixel 5a 5G. you won't see a big difference in quality. These are both awesome cameras with video and with pictures in the daytime and in the nighttime. Very, very good quality. There's no real difference. They both shoot in 4K. But when it comes to the selfie camera, the Z Fold 3 has a 4 megapixel shooter for the selfie camera, and then the cover camera, which is on the outside when it's closed, that gives you a 10 megapixel shooter, versus the Pixel 5a has an 8 megapixel standard selfie shooter. You could shoot 4K on the Fold 3 selfie, 1080p on the Pixel 5a 5G. Now, there's a lot of cameras and stuff, you know, 2 selfie camera type situations on the Z Fold 3, but I'm going to say that the Pixel 5a does it better. Although it doesn't shoot 4K, you're just going to get more reliable shots, and that's because the Z Fold 3 selfie camera from the inside one, when it's unfolded, it's in display, but it's lower quality. I'll just be it like that. It's not going to blow you away. For $1,800, it's a big no-no. You're going to probably be using the cover camera more, but I digress. Camera quality is very good on both of these phones, except some differences on the selfie, depending which selfie camera you use on the Galaxy. Moving on. Both of these have stereo speakers. The Z Fold 3, no headphone jack. Pixel 5a does have headphone jack, so that might matter to you. Me, not really. Bluetooth. The Fold 3 has 5.2 Bluetooth, 5.0 on the Pixel 5a. No real difference. You'll connect to your speakers, your watch, your wireless headphones, all that good stuff. No problems. Both have NFC for payments, so that's that. USB Type-C port for charging. Now, for the unlocking situation, the Fold 3 has a side-mounted fingerprint reader, and the Pixel 5a has a rear-mounted fingerprint reader. And they're both reliable ways to unlock your device. No real issues there. They're both serviceable. They're both fast. They'll get the job done. Very practical. Now for battery. And this is a big difference here. The Z Fold 3 has a 4,400 milliamp battery. But remember, it has a 7-inch, over a 7-inch display. So it has a lot of, and then it's the refresh rate is very high. This phone is very underpowered on the battery side. Pixel 5a 5G, on the other hand, has a 4,680 milliamp battery, which will definitely give you 2 days of battery use. Pixels finally have a strong battery life. So the Galaxy Z Fold 3 for $1,800, it's a big waste. If you're going to be using this phone a lot, yeah, the battery's going to drain quickly. That battery is suited more for a regular type device, not for one that unfolds to like a mini laptop. Nah, forget it. But you do have fast charging at 25 watts. The 5a has fast charging at 18 watts. And then the Z Fold 3 also has fast wireless charging at 11 watts and reverse wireless charging at 4.5 watts. You know, it's just extra stuff. Not a lot of people use them for the most part. I don't use wireless charging. I just care about fast wired charging. So after comparing the specs, you pretty much know everything there is to know about both of these devices. Biggest things that come to my mind are the price. $1,800 is too expensive for everybody and anybody. This is strictly for people that have a lot of disposable income and they just want to have something super different. Pixel 5a, on the other hand, offers so much value for, even though it doesn't fold up or anything like that, it does all the stuff that people do on a regular basis they're used to this form factor. It does everything right. It has a flagship level experience for only $450. Now, although unfolding, the Fold 3 is the biggest, it's its biggest feature, but it's so heavy at 10 ounces. You wouldn't want to carry this phone around with some shorts or running around with it. It's gonna feel clunky and heavy. It doesn't fold completely flat. So that's a big thing for the Fold 3. Now on the spec, just like on a complete powerful spec sheet, yeah, the Z Fold 3 has a lot of things going for it. It has top-end processor, it has overkill in RAM, it has a lot of storage. But for me, I mean, it has the Samsung experience with the Samsung features and, you know, all the capabilities that come with Samsung UI, but it's just too much going on. The Pixel 5a has all the, you know, the steak and potatoes, you know, the meat and potatoes. It has everything that you need on a daily basis, and you can get it for $450. You know, when you take away that folding aspect of the phone, it's kind of weird because, you know, there's a lot of apps that aren't optimized for that big old screen. You know, Twitter doesn't look any better. When it's folded, the phone is so thin and narrow on this cover screen, it doesn't look natural. Videos are gonna seem kind of weird. The Pixel 5a, it just does everything